Okay, so now we are jumping into the 4 Ps, the holy grail of the marketing strategy. This is also called the marketing mix. You heard me say you will be asked about this over and over and over. So the 4 Ps: product, place, promotion, and price. So, just to give you a quick rundown, like I said, we will take chapters and the different chapters focus on different aspects of each of these. So, really, this is just a snapshot for you for right now. So, the product is, what are we doing? This is the starting point, the starting place. And it can be really hard to figure out, what are we going to promote, how much is it going to cost, how are we going to get the product into people's hands, unless we know what we're talking about. What is the product strategy? So it's not just the physical product that we're talking about, but it also includes the packaging, the service that takes place after a purchase, the brand, the image, the value, all these things that you probably saw when you did the branding map in Unit 1. I'm going back to that. So this also, of course, includes tangible goods, ideas, or services. So, like I've been talking about photography, that's my product. Nike, that's its pair of tennis shoes. So, just this is an oversimplification, but any service, a haircut, getting your nails done, going and having tires changed, whatever you may need is your product. So, from there, we talk about the place. So the actual physical distribution of a product, how and where the product is available to customers, and to make sure that the product is usable and the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to remind you again. Remember, marketing is all about this strategic look at how beneficial this process is to consumers. So if we're thinking about consumer benefit, we want consumers to be happy and we're providing them with value, then having things that they need and they see as valuable in the proper place is super important. And then promotion. So promotion is exactly what it sounds like. How do you promote your product? Sales, personal selling, advertising, public relations. We will talk about each and every one of those in different chapters throughout this book. But this goes back again to this mutually satisfying exchange. It also talks about how each element of the mix is coordinated with the other to create a promotional blend. So we'll talk about now the marketing mix, which is the 4 Ps, and then later we'll talk about the promotion mix, which is, how do you promote your product? Do you use a website and billboards and social media? Do you only use social media? Do you use print advertising? What does the mixture look like of the way that you tell people about your product? And of course, a good promotion strategy can increase sales. Duh, of course it can. It's a no-brainer. And then price. So this is the easiest thing to adjust. If you think about, if you buy a billboard, it's really hard to take that billboard down in 5 seconds, but you can change the price of your product very, very easily. And so this is the one thing that's easy to be flexible. It's the most flexible. This is what the buyer has to give up to obtain the product. So we equate price with a price tag, but it also could be a resource, it could be time, it could be whatever it may be that we're talking about in different examples. So it's not always, most commonly, it's dollars and cents, but not always. And then price is a competitive weapon. So if you think about that competitive advantage we just talked about in the previous video, price can be, of course, one of those things. When you're looking to buy a new product, price is always a factor. Not always the most important factor, but a factor. Um, so then we go down to this bottom, this little red part right here. So we've gone through all of these two in part 1 of this video. I've been talking to you about the marketing mix. And then now we're going to talk about this little red box. And remember, I said, don't take a strategic plan and make it beautiful and say all these wonderful things and then put it on a shelf. I want you to be able to turn up the plan into actionable things that make sure that your plan can achieve the objectives. So if I go out and I set these goals and I have this wonderful plan and I don't follow the roadmap that is my strategic plan, then it's completely pointless. That being said, evaluating the plan is also important, because how do you know if it worked? So let's say we did follow it. We didn't put our part marketing plan on the shelf. We followed it to the letter, and then we just went about our business and made a new one. Well, guess what? That doesn't work either, because you've got to be able to tell me, did the things that we do work? When you start talking about budgets in a bigger company or like in the government where I worked, like you talk about ad budgets and you only have, for me, I only had so many dollars and those were taxpayer dollars. Well, guess what? I had to be able to very clearly say, this is what we're going to do with my budget. This is how it's going to work. And this is how we're going to make sure it works. And by the way, if it doesn't work, we'll change it next time, because some of this you just don't always know. You don't always know if something's going to work. You don't know if an ad campaign is going to do well and have your sales increase. And so evaluating it means that I'm being a good, fiscally responsible person over not only the budgets that are associated with it, but the brand reputation, all the things that go into marketing. And so evaluation is a really, really important part. And also control. So that's that last little piece in that red box. And so this provides a mechanism for evaluating the results in light of an objective and for correcting actions that don't help the organization. So how do we fix it? If something didn't work in our plan, we evaluated it, it didn't work, this was not good, we didn't like this, it didn't do what we thought it would do. How do we go back and fix it? So that, my friends, is the elements of a marketing plan. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot.